Start the lecture, sir.
Yeah. So what do you want me to do? Should I send you? I'm not able to share the screen, right?
Yes,
Are
sir.
you able to see? No,
No, sir.
You're able to see my slide?
No, sir. I'm not able to see your slide.
No. That's why I'm telling you. You have
Sir.
to allow me to share the screen.
Yeah, I already did, sir, but
The share option is not coming.
Okay. So can you share?
Should I go out and come?
Yeah, sir. Right.
Okay. I'm going out and
Yeah, sir. Okay.
joining again.
Yes, sir. Okay. Charan. Charan, start jayala. Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you on behalf of ISRO Space Shooter KIYE Foundation. This is Preksha Kaveri, one of the student coordinator from Kalam Institute of Youth Excellence. And I am delighted to welcome you all to the 17th lecture of S-Talks. To everyone joining us live on YouTube from different parts of our country, welcome. We are so glad to have you with us on this evening. Before we begin, let's make this session even more interactive right from the start. If you are joining us live on YouTube from different parts of our country, welcome. The S-Talks is a lecture series. It contains with 52 topics, 52 speakers, 52 hours of knowledge. Every Saturday, we came together to learn something new, connect with experts, and grow stronger as community. Because the more we connect, the more we stay consistency. And definitely, consistency create an impact. S-Talks is not just a lecture series. It is a platform, a community, and a mission inspired by the vision of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, sir. S-Talks aim to integrate innovation, inspire curiosity, shape the future of younger minds. And our theme remains, space is the next destination. Let's explore it together. Before we proceed, let's take a moment to understand the vision behind today's wonderful session. KIYE Foundation. KIYE Foundation is a non-profitable organization designed to empower students through innovation, leadership, technology, aerospace, defense, education, everything. KIYE Foundation inspires younger minds through workshops, internships, and skill development programs, everything. Before we move forward, let's quickly understand what S-Talk is aims to. This is not just a lecture series. It is a movement to build the next generation of scientists, engineers, innovators, and future leaders. And throughout the S-Talks, participants get the opportunity to learn directly from top-class scientists and industrial experts, explore career opportunities in space and defense sectors, build communication and critical thinking skills, and certificates through active participation. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? Yeah, we are just getting started. Now, before we move forward, let's look at a video presentation that highlights the vision and achievements of KIYE. Please play the AV. was the glimpse of KIYE, a platform where younger minds are guided, inspired, and use the right direction to dream big. And now, I would like to invite one of our dedicated student coordinator, Mr. Sriraj, to share her experience with KIYE. Sriraj, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Preksha. Good evening, everyone. I'm R. Sriraj. I'm truly grateful to share my journey with KIYE Foundation. I began as a volunteer where I got opportunity to contribute the prestigious events such as Space Convention and Vignan Webo. These events helped me to improve my communication skills, teamwork, leadership, confidence, and every management skills. I also had opportunity to interact with scientists, industry experts, and students from different institutions. See my dedication and commitment, I was given the opportunity to become a student coordinator. Today, I am proud to be served an active student coordinator at KIY Foundation. Throughout this journey, I have learned how to organize events, coordinate with teams, manage responsibilities, and work under pressure. Every event has helped me grow personally and professionally. KIY Foundation was helped always encourage students to beyond academics by providing opportunities to participate in meaningful events, interact with experts, and developing practical skills that are essential for our future careers. One of the biggest milestones in my journey was receiving an internship opportunity at ASL DRDO. This achievement became possible because of the guidance, encouragement, and support of my mentors, Dr. G. Satish Reddy Garu and Naresh Indian sir. I sincerely thank them for believing me and motivating me to achieve this opportunity. The internship is not just an achievement for me, it is motivating to continue learning, work harder, and contribute to our nation's scientific and technology development. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to entire KY team for providing students with platform to learn, innovate, connect with experts, and grow as a future leaders. My journey was KY has been truly life-changing. I'm proud to be a part of KY organization. I look forward to contribute to many more events while inspiring other students to make best use of this wonderful opportunity. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Sriraj, for sharing your experience. Your words truly reflect the spirit, passion, and purpose of KIY. Now, let's bring little more energy before we move to our speaker. Everyone joining us live, if you are excited for today's session, drop a quick ready in the chat. And throughout the session, feel free to share your thoughts, questions in the YouTube live chat. We will be selecting few of the questions at a Q&A session. So stay active, stay curious, and stay engaged. And now comes to the most awaiting moment. We are very honored to welcome Dr. Eswara Prasad Garu as the chief guest for today's S-Talk series. He is a defense scientist, visionary leader, and inspiration to many engineers and researchers across the nation. Dr. Eswara Prasad Garu, who serves the Defense Ministry from over 35 years and retired as the director of DMSRDE DRDO Kanpur in 2022 holding a PhD in metallurgical engineering from IIT Bahu. He is currently a professor and director R&D at MGIT. Throughout his career, he made remarkable contributions in developing several defense systems, including 5 aircraft components and missiles, and also helps in awarding 14 defense products technologies of industries, an international recognition expert in materials and engineering. He develops the world's lightest bulletproof jacket, gives him a most recognition in nationally and internationally. Today, he came us to share his experience on the world's bulletproof jacket. Let's warmly welcome Dr. Eswara Prasad Garu for this wonderful session. We are truly honored to welcome you, sir. Participants, if you are excited, drop a quick welcome in the chat. Sir, the virtual stage is yours.
So, first of all, let me thank the foundation for asking me to do these honors today. Being a Saturday and that too evening, I would like to make this a little innovative lecture or innovative development that we did a few years back, as light as my bulletproof jacket. Okay, so all of you know that bulletproof jackets have to be light, but I'll try to do today evening even the talk light. So the talk is essentially to make how important is this bulletproof jacket. so that the audience and the future generations recognize how important is a top grade defense product would be, and how it be serving any armed force soldier especially, and also to know what all the intricacies are involved in such development. So once again, I thank Naresh and the KIYE Foundation for asking me to do this. And I see that many young faces coming here, so they will all be enjoying. I have only 20 slides to speak upon, but don't be disappointed. Each of the 20 slide I can speak for 2 days. You know, so that is the depth of each slide that is got. And what I'll do is I'll try to keep it as brief as possible, and then so that you don't have to make notes of anything, but you might write some questions in the chat window so that we can take it up. My lecture will take only half an hour, and then I would like to discuss as much time as possible in an informal manner. So let me share the screen, if you allow me. Okay, that my yeah. So if you can make it full screen, so a few part of the slide, yeah, that's better. So what I did here, in fact, it could be little adjustable. Okay, don't worry. Okay, here. Okay, you don't have to do it. So what I trying to do in this a brief talk is to tell you why the bulletproof jacket itself is important, and then how we went about it by introducing the subject. Then I'll talk about the history of this kind of a production system. Okay. Then I'll talk about a little bit of science and technological basis, because that is every defense product, as you people have, all of you should understand, is the highest technological level only goes to the any defense product, because in defense you cannot have a second or secondary product. It has to be the world best, because every army would like to win, and win at the cost of the enemy's peril. So whenever we think about our soldiers should win, they should have the best of the world, because the other side of the army also has got the access to the world products. So our soldiers cannot be disadvantaged giving by a second product even. There is no silver medal in defense. It has to be gold all the way. That means first place. So let me go to the next slide. For this effort of the one, actually bulletproof jackets are not that easy to make. The Indian government or Indian soldiers recognize that they required protection. When I talk about the protection to the soldier, all of you know in the last century, most of the warfare is army based. So the soldier is the main component of any warfare. It is only at the turn of century where we went into the missiles. In fact, it's the first Gulf War against Iraq that US used cruise missiles and then brought the Iraq to the knees. But it's a very costly affair. All of you have to know each missile costs around 1 crore to 20 to 25 crores. And imagine that range of a missile attack until you use a nuclear warhead is very, very limited. So the missile warfare is extremely costly. The second costly option is the air defense or offense by air. That means you use a fighter aircraft, and that had to be brought down by radars and anti-missile defense system, or otherwise anti-aircraft defense system. Both are extremely costly on both sides. But the best option is the army physically occupied. For that, there are some hindrances that each country adopts. For example, the terrain itself will be very much hindrance. For example, we have in the north and northwest a desert and a Himalayan territory. But a soldier can be protected only by personal protection. He cannot be protected by any other means. That means he's carrying the entire protection on his own. So that is why one has to be very, very careful. And this effort has gotten us the first time world recognition when we proved that within a very small time. When I explain about this achievement, you will be amazed how actually DMSRD team could do. Indian Army wanted the bulletproof jacket against the that time whatever the adversaries Pakistan and China as well as some terrorists were using. Our soldier has to be protected. That protection level kept on increasing, and but no protection unit came up by any defense effort. So this started in 1991 or 92. We went up 10 years, we struggled with steel armor. That means we have taken a very high hardness steel and made bulletproof jackets. But immediately the adversaries came to know it's a steel armor. They went for AK-47 bullets, which are very, very effective against steel. So we have to change the production system and then go to a newer material. That's when the Israelis developed what is called boron nitride and boron carbide ceramics. Because ceramics are the hardest material, since AK-47 bullet is it's not a mild steel bullet which everybody uses nowadays, but advanced adversaries, they use the heat treated high hardness bullets. They're extremely difficult to contain. The bullet could be small, but it will penetrate with tremendous kinetic energy. So one has to be extremely careful. The way to do that is fragment the bullet itself. So how do you fragment a hard bullet? You have to use a harder material. The harder material is a ceramic. So that's how that's been done. And then once the whole world knows, but it's the Israelis first who have made the armor with the ceramic and a ceramic composite. Everybody started doing. India did not succeed till 2006 or 7 to make a small panel of boron carbide or boron nitride sort of materials that has been of a good size with a good toughness. So the DMSRD was awarded a project in 2004 and 2005 to make this. We struggled almost for 10 years. And as you always know, the adversaries, whenever they increase their capability, you'll have to increase the protection. So the specifications of the army went up. The weight of the jacket came down because some things were made available at a very high cost. Ultimately, when they wrote, I will come to that, when they wrote an army specification, nobody in the world could give us right from 2008 to 2015. The Indian Army was struggling to get an order or somebody who can meet our Indian order. And then they were about to, they tried everything. Even DMSRD struggled and the DRDO struggled. There were lots of criticism on the government of India. Several governments faced a lot of wrath because the soldier should be protected in the first place. You can have, the billions of dollars worth or millions of dollars worth armor or any defense systems or even the entire defense force, but the soldier is not protected. The country is taken as a mean country because soldier protection is the best protection that has to be provided at a minimum level. So until up to 2014 or 15, when Army could not get their RFP fulfilled, they came. From a materials, metallurgical laboratories and the aero laboratories, I moved to Kanpur. First time I started learning about materials, and the Army chief asked me whether they need to dilute the specification if they can get anything from abroad, because Indian Army specs were not to be met. And fortunately or unfortunately, DMSRD was the only jacket producer with their own technology and the prototypes. We could go up to the 6th or 7th bullet penetration out of 8 mandatory penetrations. I'll come to that little later. But when the project, only 3 crore rupees were given only to see whether a jacket made from under my direction as a program director will able to get that fulfillment. So, and I was given a time off, though the project is for 2 years. I was asked by that time chief, because he was about to superannuate. He said, I would like to know if I had written a higher spec and I need to dilute myself. I said, sir, please wait. and then I'll tell you within 6 months. In fact, none of you will able to believe, and I did not believe, that we could able to give the solution in 4 months with full production and full scale trial, successful trial. We started the project on October 26th and we gave December 26th. Within 2 months, the jacket were prepared, tested, and proved that no dilution of the spec is required. No, we don't require Americans, we don't require Israelis, we don't require anybody in the world to supply to us at that specification. When we did that, the immediately in January it was being publicized, and we got the DMSRDE laboratory was one of the lower rung of DRDO. We don't have much of the projects or funds, but first time the defense minister recognized our efforts, and she gave us, Nirmala Sitharaman madam gave us the titanium trophy. DMSRDE got titanium trophy after 40 long years. 1976, DMSRDE is a great laboratory, and then they got the titanium trophy. That time, again, I was fortunate to receive the titanium trophy after 40 years, especially for this effort. So I would like to thank all the people you can see here, and the person who's hidden is our chairman, Dr. Christopher sir. But all along, all the corporate had helped us, and then it's a fortune that mine I could achieve. The rest of the story is to tell you how we achieved. Okay, next slide, please. So the protection systems are not only one. A soldier requires to be done with all this protection if he has to go into what you call unknown territory, right from bulletproof jackets, which is here. Okay, then he has to have a helmet, he has to have a pad, he needs to have a knee pad, because all these places are very, very critical for the enemy attack. Then the special one called anti-mine boot. This I'll talk about it maybe in some other time for KIYE Foundation itself. And we require all these things meeting at the world most offensive attack. No, we are not having normal adversary in Pakistan or China or nowadays anybody else. Even the terrorists are local Pakistan and local China. So you have to be very, very careful. Never neglect even the next neighbor who could be your adversary. So we have to, and they are getting the world best ammunition. So you have to be really careful. So we'll talk about only in this one, the bulletproof jacket, which is also called bullet resistant jacket. There's some technical reasons to call it bullet resistant. You cannot say proof because nothing is 100% foolproof. Okay, next slide. So these are the efforts that DMSRDE was ought to make in a bulletproof jacket. So what is that it requires? It requires a bulletproof jacket which can have, it is not a compulsory, it should have a design that is a traditional design or a design that is all standards, right? No. It requires, the army spec is, it gives you a ammunition so and so with a velocity and weight. That means the bullet weight and velocity are specified, and the gun that is going to be used is specified. They will also specify what is required is the weight of the jacket. Then also the fourth factor which is coming up is they will also tell you what is the environmental protection it requires. The jacket should be able to work for minimum 5 years. It should not environmentally degrade. So the jacket, what you call design is traditionally it will have a soft resistant module in the front. Then you have a hard module in the front and soft one in the back. And then you have a carrier. So essentially, the hard one is a front hard one, which is a ceramic or a ceramic composite, which will try to and make the bullet to fragment. Okay, otherwise at least blunt. So that are the purpose of the hard armor panel. Then the soft armor panel has got two stages. One is whatever the fragmented bullets, when they are fragmented, it still has a lot of kinetic energy. The soft armor in the front part of the soft armor should be able to further penetrate or even disintegrate the bullets. Then only very small particle like sort of a thing should get embedded in the softest part of the very near to the body. The skin has got the softest part of the bulletproof jacket. Most important is this carrier. See, you'll have to use a carrier which will carry almost 10 kilograms of bulletproof jacket without a tear, without a hole, without a disintegration. That is also extremely important. Imagine you get a bullet shot and then soldier is fast running. Otherwise, he's jumping from a height. The jacket or the carrier should not get damaged at all. Entire system should be a pakka, foolproof. So all the three components have to be extremely carefully designed, manufactured, tested, and then only used. Next slide, please. So how do we do that? You have to understand what happens to when a bullet hits a material. If without the jacket, it will hit the man or the soldier. When it hits, the man or the soldier has no answer, because imagine what kind of an energy that is going to be penetrating. You will be penetrating almost 10 people. Soldiers can be penetrated by one bullet. That kind of a kinetic energy is going to have. So, but design wise, what are the challenges? Unlike normal regime of strain rate, that means at which velocity the bullet is interacting with the body, you have extremely high strain rates, 10 to the power of 5, 10 to the power of 6. That corresponds to velocity of sound. Nothing can move more than velocity of sound except for fighter aircrafts or missiles. The bullet moves at almost that velocity, and you have not many protection systems. You cannot retard the velocity of the bullet. The only way to do that is contain it or fragment it. Or you can deflect it also. Extremely difficult to do so. Then there are methods of loading, how actually the loading condition can vary. And all these things will be dynamically changing with one armor to one ammunition to another ammunition. You change a gun, you change a rifle, it will get changed drastically. Then you change a bullet using, it will also change drastically. Next slide, please. But we can simulate them and then do a theoretical studies, what you call research studies, but get to only an approximate solution, not exact solution. Next slide, please. So this is what is the crux of the design. When you have what is called aerial density, you can use any design and that should have the weight per unit area. That means you have a jacket which is almost 1000 centimeter square jacket. That means the whole jacket is 1000 centimeter square. How much weight it takes? Okay, that is what is the aerial density. The aerial density, as it decreases, you have less and less velocity penetrating. Imagine you have a very thin jacket. Okay, you have a very large area covered, but the thickness is low. That means the aerial density is low. A good jacket will have minimum aerial density for a maximum velocity. That is the definition. A bulletproof jacket is best that operates successfully against the ammunition which has got the maximum velocity, but it employs minimum weight. Okay, that is the criterion. And several materials here, HB50, HB2, there are two grades of material. Obviously, you can see this HB15 is a better material. Similarly, you can have any better material. We used several different materials which are made available to Indian government and Indian laboratories or Indian production units by international suppliers, because everybody was looking for a solution internationally. It is not that Indian soldier is looking for it, because the American solution available that time against the Indian weight specification of 10.5 kilograms, Americans could offer only 13 kilogram solution. 2.5 kilograms is the added weight for the soldier, what they were offering their best. Imagine each gram is a life-saving for the soldier, because the soldier has to carry all of that at the cost of his own food, his own drink, his own electronic goods, all the gadgets. Okay, so this is what is a very vital data. Different materials will be tested. These are one of the best materials when we will start working upon it. Next one. Next slide. Then when we did this development for 1438, I told you this came around 2012 or 2013. Every person in the world were trying to meet this, because Indian Army not only gave the spec, they gave a an order. Anybody can supply as many as 1.86 lakhs of bulletproof jackets. Anybody, it's not a small order. They give a massive order, almost, building upon 1318 specification. Each specification is a modification of the previous specification. Okay. So this specification is given in 2004 to 2013. Nobody could succeed. Okay. Then they further modified, became more ambitious, because this is a little less, because we did not include the environmental condition. The one which is given in 2013, we could achieve in 2015. By 2016 February, we could able to achieve this specification. Next one. How did we do? See, this is what we went about, looked at different specifications and what is the kinetic energy required. Then we went to the best material. Fortunately, the Netherlands company had given us the material, which is in the form of a fabric. That time, that the fabric of the high molecular weight, ultra high molecular weight polyethylene is the material that has to be supplied. They supplied to us, not to anybody else, believing in DMSRDE that we will not proliferate that material to others. We did all the, the manufacturing. The manufacturing order is also an innovation. We gave it to only one single tender, best of the 14 Indian manufacturers. We took a risk because we had no much time, and our aim is to either prove or dilute the spec. Next one. Then we understood, and this is the most critical test. Many people do not know. They think they can get the bulletproof jacket easily approved. But imagine, the jacket is mounted here, and then you put a 20 pounds weight on the jacket, and that is dropped on a hard surface, and the jacket should not break. And as I told you, the front side is the one which is got a ceramic, hard, one of the hardest possible ceramic, and no ceramic will withstand. That's why we had to go for a ceramic equivalent hard, the front armor, which is impossible that time, but we could able to get the material. See, most of the defense system is a 3-stage development. One is you design the system, do all the dynamics, calculate, and then put the shape, everything. The second stage is the material. Material has to withstand all the design parameters. Third is the integrated system has to perform in the prototype level as well as on-field ground and surface conditions, the ground conditions, as much as the army uses in the battlefield. So this is one of the crucial tests. When if it drop it, if it generates even a little crack, the whole design is discarded. That is the kind of importance. Next slide. And when we did this test, all the signatures are not seen on the front side. It is not seen on the back side. It has to be seen on the back side of the whole jacket. This is what is the back side of the whole jacket. As I said, it has to withstand 8 shots. Not even a single shot should generate even cracks. Okay. Each soldier is expected to take 8 shots before a jacket can be said, it cannot give protection. That is the kind of specification that Indian Army are given. You could see only 6 shots here. That 7th, 8th will be bottom, because if you put the full screen, you would have seen that. And maybe here you are able to see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 are here. So you can see that. So once you do that, and there is a sequence of bullet shot. Imagine we are doing this, the penetration trial from a 10-meter distance. Okay. So 20-meter distance, 50-meter distance, and there is a shot-on-shot possibility. So you have to guard against all those things. There is a minimum shot distance. All these things are specified, and we could able to get the first time in 2015, November 22nd, if I'm correct, or 23rd, we got this tested. Then it has to be sent for ultrasound testing, and then ultrasound testing of this kind of a material is not easy. On human body, anybody can do, but imagine that you are doing on a material which is hard, which cannot penetrate, and all that. You have to get the total picture. Next one. Next slide. So when we gave the successful solution, what was that we are asked to do? Okay. The 10.4 kilogram solution, when it was successful, we did the technology transfer to immediately 4 industries. All 4 industries went what you call fire footing to supply that 1.86 lakh bulletproof jackets to the Indian Army. In fact, I'll tell you when I talk about the team, how the team went about to do it. All the 4 technology holders could have bid, okay, and then do that. And one company did the commercial bid. That means the cost of the jacket they were offering almost at 40% less than the second fellow, and that's how they could get. So we need to get all bulletproof jacket, the first essential personal protection system. Then soldier needs world best solution. I said there is no silver for defense. It's only gold. Then cost of the solution is very, very important. We are in the international market. Once you know that one, people will come. And the defense secretary that time are willing to give us 65,000 rupees for jacket. Whereas Americans offered at 1.5 lakh for a 13 kilogram solution. So imagine she was willing to pay only 65,000 and Indian industry has to meet that. I'll tell you how much our industry had given that. It's a love for the soldier, they did that. There are no gaps to be in the entire technology, 360-degree solution, joint production of the abroad people also allowed. All these things was made possible by government, bold government decisions. Then Indian standard, there is a defense standard cell which gives a standards according to that only anybody has to get an order for supplier. Okay, so we have to make these standards international so that we can export them. That is the next go we did subsequently, not when jackets are developed. And additional valuable AI solutions. Nowadays we want, as soldier says, I'm jumping from so and so to so and so, which is the best site to land. Then the AI should able to give you land on your elbow, land on your shoulder, things like that. So all those things will be there. And it also tells you, suppose imagine the soldier is exhausted after 5-kilometer walk or a run, and he says, should I go in? That's also important. So the AI gadgets on the body will tell that the soldier should go inside or take a little breath. Each second is an important one because enemy also gets the time to prepare himself. So all those things are AI solutions. The ballistic simulations, because I'll tell you, the 10.4 kilograms, now the army is looking for 8.5 to 8 kilogram solution. The subsequent solution DMSRDE gave itself is a 9 kilogram solution, which is rated as the world lightest, not 10.4 kilogram solution. We gave subsequently, using a better material, better design, lots of trials, we gave 9 kilogram solution. The 9 kilogram solution stands today because the world is not anymore working on 1438 or level 5 protection. They have gone to level 6 protection, where the rifle has become, bullets have become from AK-47 to sniper bullets. So much more energy. So this effort only had proved when army required in 2015-16. Imagine within 10 years, army requires a different bulletproof jacket. I'm sure that Indian industry is able to do that. And I'm told that DMSRDE itself has a solution for level 6 protection. Next slide. So this is a team, and this talk I dedicate to the team which has won the Agni Award in 2019. Though the award is 2019 award, though, because by the time we proved the 9 kilogram solution when we gave, the Defense Minister Rajnath sir was so happy that he had given it a 2019 award itself, which I received in 2020 or 21. And there is one slide which is missed on the team. Okay. And in fact, if you all, these are the publications we did. Many people think that, defense people should not publish. Entire research and development effort is published here. First time DRDO published the entire results, but not the designs. So there is a component which is academic. There is a component which is engineering. There is a component which is technology. Technology goes to the TOT holders. Nobody will have it. You pay 5 lakh or 6 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees, you can get the technology, but not everybody else. Whereas the papers, entire scientific studies were being published. Next one. You can see how many publications we did from our own effort. Next one. Next slide. And these many, the 3 slides, each one I put around 10 international publications. All of them are the first publication in the world. Okay. So this is the effort. Next one. I've removed a lot of slides, put it in the end. Next slide. Keep running the slides.
That's the end, sir.
Okay. Can you go back? One before the concluding slide? Yeah, no. Before this? Before this? Okay. The one slide is, I think, odd or even slides are missing. Anyway, see the team which we worked as almost 20, 25, 5 different laboratories, 2 or 3 different industries. And then the first time I asked Indian Army chiefs to get a brigadier and a colonel and a the major to constantly monitor us. The DMSRDE team was constantly 24 hours, 365 days monitored. But I did not require 365 days. We gave the solution in 60 days. And that was a big moment for my life. Though I delivered many other things, much, much more complex, but this is the one which gave me at a personal level as a scientist, maximum satisfaction, because I could able to directly help the Indian soldier with his life protection. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for this inspiring session. Your words has given us deeper understanding for the bulletproof jacket, and your journey has truly lifted the spirit and purpose to think big and aim high. Participants, this is your moment. You may post your questions in the YouTube live chat. Sir, we have a question from audience. The question is, can this jacket performs extremely in extreme weather conditions?
Very easily. See, what essentially you are looking at is a nylon 6/6 carrier. Okay, that is the best weather proof textile that we use for the carrier. Nothing inside gets exposed. Secondly, we are also using ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. That is the material compared to even nylon, not normal nylon that you and me use. There's a technical nylon which is extremely costly and extremely difficult to make. These materials are weatherproof. They don't get degraded. Even extreme heat conditions and the cool condition, they can operate. There's no problem.
Sir, how many layers of protections are there, sir, in the jacket?
The jacket production takes around a month. Okay, the moment you get a fabric, okay, and then start stitching, then do the heat treatment, then you have the shaping, which is called a molding, then you do a autoclaving, then in between, large number production takes a month maximum, but a short one can be produced in 10 to 12 days, but minimum is 14 days. Then testing itself takes around, there is a conditioning where you have to put a jacket in an environmental chamber and keep moving tumbling the chamber for almost 7 continuous days. So these are all very, very extremely tough conditions, and the testing itself is 12 days minimum. So if you put one jacket, if you do a design, and not many agencies are available to test even. So you have to line up. Fortunately, the government of India has allowed private industry to test and even give a certificate, but army orders are met from their own testing and qualification. So roughly around you can put one batch, 1 month to 40 days.
Thank you,
and
sir.
You can run different designs parallelly to save time. Okay.
Thank you, sir. We have another question from one of our coordinator, Manikanta. Manikanta, over to you.
Good evening, sir. I am Manikanta, a EC final year student. Sir,
Okay.
What are the biggest engineering challenge for developing this bulletproof jacket?
What is the biggest
Challenge.
Okay, I call it the hurdle, or we're not met with that. See, what is that jacket? See, the jacket 360-degree solution is, one is design, which has to be dynamically changing with specification. Okay. The second is size. Indian soldiers are not very different from one frame to another. The third is the lady soldiers. India doesn't have many lady soldiers, whereas many armies have got lady soldiers. When you have the design finalized, you know the specifications and all those things. Imagine the ceramic or the ceramic equivalent polymer has to be curved. It cannot be straight. And that is the biggest challenge. And India doesn't have a single material to do it. We are all importing this. So the challenge is to make a ultra high molecular weight polymer first, then a fiber second, then a fiber has to be woven into a fabric, and the fabric, even in the fabric, in the fiber itself, the molecule, the long molecule has to be as straight as possible without any cross-linking or without any curling. So if you have the polymer itself, imagine we have 1 lakh molecules have to be straight molecular level. It's not easy to do. And that's why almost around 1,000 patents are there worldwide to make this material. Then afterwards, you have to make, hot pressing, then hipping, or lots of techniques which require a world-class manufacturing facility. Only 5 to 6 companies in India have, which are best in the world. They're able to export. In fact, India is the best exporter of bulletproof jackets today. But the challenge is materials as of today. Okay. And definitely the challenge is we should pray that enemy doesn't get a better ammunition. Okay. We should get the better ammunition to defeat them. Okay. Always like that. Winning depends upon how strong you are in offense and how strong you are in defense, your own side compared to the adversary.
Thank you, sir. We have another question from one of our participants. And the question is, how did DMSRDE successfully reduce the weight of India's lightest 11.6 bulletproof jacket while improving soldiers' mobility?
This is a very good question. In fact, I did not talk about why DMSRDE could able to succeed. DMSRDE also did not succeed. For 10 years, we struggled. Because army kept on increasing the specification, because adversaries are using different bullets, different rifles, different things. And there is no way that, DMSRD had a good time, even breathing time to change from one design to another. So that is the biggest challenge that everybody had. But by the time I went there, DMSRD is like a chariot which has got a good horses. All our design, material, everything is in good shape. I needed to do only a bit of redesign in the engineering, and industry also is equally geared up to do that 1.86 lakh order. Once you have a carrot for the industry, you have 500-600 crore order waiting for you. Industry also will work. Everything worked during that time. Within 2 months, we could able to give that. Within 4 months, we could able to give even the technology transfer. That is how the, best necessity is the mother of invention. So when we did that, and DMSRD, grabbed that opportunity, and then we became the leaders because our hands were with helping hands were with everybody. We never differentiated who was the person who's coming to us for help. All that we want is ultimately help the Indian soldier. That's it.
Thank you, sir. We have another question from one of our dedicated student coordinator, Saharsha. Saharsha, over to you.
Good evening, sir. I am Saharsha, 4th year student. Sir, when reducing weight usually compromises structural integrity, what were the biggest design optimization and simulation challenges your team faced to ensure soldier comfort without compromising bullet stopping efficiency?
You have asked a very good question, and I am the best person to answer because I am the first, fellow of Indian Structural Integrity Society. Okay, so we work structural integrity at different levels. Large structures are difficult to prove structural integrity because lots of norms. But compared to the structural integrity of an aircraft or a tank or a ship or anything, bulletproof jacket structural integrity is very easy to maintain. But the base level integrity, that is, you have to meet the ballistic capability within that weight. Even aircraft do not have that spec. Let me tell you, Aircraft structure integrity, though it is tedious to achieve, it is achievable. Whereas if you give a spec which is very, very ambitious, like for example, from 10.4, I want to make it 5 kilograms. Impossible. You cannot make it because the soldier size will not reduce and the enemy's bullet will not differ. Okay. So the structural integrity as the first question is the environmental degradation. Second question is you cannot thin the bulletproof jacket too small. Okay. You will have to use very optimum level of front module, that means hard module, HAP. Then you can reduce SAP to some extent, but always it's a 50% of the material weight. If you can reduce by its, improving their properties, it will directly get transferred to bulletproof jacket. So almost 50-60% of the material advantage comes to the bulletproof jacket. That's what had happened. When we started doing and then qualified for 10.4, the best of the world has come. Dynama's industry had come and gave their futuristic material to us. Can you imagine? Not their commercial material, not even semi-commercial. Their futuristic material, what they're going to bring it to the market, they gave it to us. That's why we could make the 9 kilogram solution. Okay. Then we wanted to do 8.5, but of course, Delhi IIT took that honors task because they are very ambitious. They wanted to make 7.5. Okay. So that is the kind of thing that Indian Army looks for. Who are the person who's bidding for minimum weight of the jacket? As I told, each gram that designer or a manufacturer makes on the bulletproof jacket gives an extra hour for soldiers' comfort. And that comfort is not for a normal, sleeping on a bigger sleeping bag or something. It is like a water he can carry for half a day more, or food he can carry for 1 day, things like that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Here is an interesting question from the chat, sir. What advices would you give to the upcoming students in DRDO?
You're asking in general question, DRDO?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. DRDO is now, according to the dictate of our Prime Minister, sir, who's very ambitious, because we are going to become technology leaders of the world. So we may have many entry levels and many competitive programs in DRDO. There is no doubt DRDO is under transformation. Okay. So the HR also will change, and the defense scientists, unlike our times, each DRDO scientist is trained for 6 months in DIAT. We have an institution. And these are all, each scientist recruited also will not be a small engineering graduate. We take the IIT graduates also only when they are suitable. And after 6 months, we'll evaluate them, we'll see their acumen. Then the latest development is we started, at DRDO. Now I came out of DRDO for 3-4 years. I cannot say like what is the person inside a scientist, an active scientist or an active leader, Dr. Satish Reddy thing, people like that will able to give you a convincing answer. But I'm 100% sure DRDO is one of the best organizations to work, not in India, even in the world. I worked as a normal, campus recruitee from BHU, right from IIT. And then within 5 years, I was inducted into LCA, the Tejas program. I worked for 30 years on LCA. Though I worked on many other, at a time I worked on 15 major projects of DRDO. No other organization gives you this much freedom or this much responsibility. When I went to DMSRDE Kanpur, almost 100 scientists were working under me day and night. That is a motivation factor. Okay. So DRDO is wonderful. It will have many more programs, and we'll become national integrally in all other. DRDO space program has come because of the Satish sir initiative. Now we are into DRDO IIT COE centers. All our advanced research has to be done with the IIT professors. Even IIT graduates and postgraduates and research scholars will be working for DRDO and research. So, and even Modi ji is asking for international collaborations. Many of them are coming up in a big way in the international collaborations. All that we have to guard is have personal integrity. You should not talk loose, or you should not give away. You can give away your life, but not your defense designs or defense secrets or even know-how. Your lips have to be tight. Okay, when you work in defense, you can happily work, but be disciplined. Discipline is the DRDO. Anything else?
Yes, sir. We have a question from one of our coordinator, Hasini. Hasini, over to you.
Hi, sir. Good evening, sir. I'm Hasini, pursuing my BTech first year at Wrigley Department. Sir,
Oh,
looking ahead at 10 to 15 years, which emerging technologies do you believe will have the greatest impact on military and national security? As an engineering students, how can we prepare ourselves today to contribute the disadvantage and serve the nation, sir?
which college you are studying, Amma?
I'm
Hasni?
studying in Pallavi Engineering College, sir,
Okay.
affiliated with
It
JNTU
makes no
Hyderabad.
difference. Nowadays, any engineering college student, if his eyes and ears are open, okay, they can contribute. They know. See, earlier was the times, no, IIT student is better. Things like, no, nothing like that. You are focused on the first year, read defense news, look at the developments. You see that every war there is a change of strategy. India itself has gone from a passive radar based defense system to an active missile system. Now we have a super active, what do you call, anti missile regime. Now, tomorrow, we'll have AI based surveillance and iron dome. Can you imagine what, for a country like such a large country like India, when we have all deadly friends, Pakistan, China, you have Bangladesh, you have Nepal, all are only name naam ke vaste friends. They're all, they themselves are struggling with terrorists and those sort of people. So the adversaries are many. So defense is a prerogative for India to survive well. Our Indian citizen can sleep or work peacefully only when the defense is strong. And India requires the strongest defense. So it is the engineers who can make it strong. You have to work dedicatedly. You have an ambition as much as the soldier. I work for DRDO. I work for defense systems. Even if you are working in private defense industry, think that it is a life ambition that you serve the defense forces. You know, that kind of a thing only, that kind of attitude. Then you equip yourself. Internships, then theoretical background. Look at the latest one. Go and talk to good experts. You know, we have so many avenues of scientist student interactions. Take part in that. So there are several avenues, much better than our times. You people are all fortunate.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for answering.
Thank you, sir. With your permission, we would like to present the next question, sir. Sir, what is the hardest part you faced in designing the bulletproof jacket and how you go through it?
Okay, the hardest part is I did not talk about it because it's a very advanced subject. You know, when a bullet hits a jacket, which is a modular jacket, you have several modules. Okay, you have a textile layer, then you have a foam or rubber. Many people do not know that ceramic will not be withstanding when it falls from that 2 meter, I mean, to a 2 meter distance. You know, we have to put a foam. I will not tell all those secrets. You know, you have to get the technology document to look at it. All these things are tough. It's not easy. Okay. The toughest part is how do you maintain the lots of stress wave get reflected. You know, when the bullet hits, there are n number of stress wave get reflected. The interference of them, some of the stress waves get nullified, but some of them will get, you know, amplified. The amplified stress wave is the most important to contain. So that is what the design works. You know, let me tell you, it's not easy to do. You cannot even do by what you call theoretical simulations, or people have tried that, because imagine you get a small crack within the different three-dimensionally random cracks that will change the pattern of your stress waves. So you require very high capability modeling, then also fine tuning of the one layer of the polymer. You changes around 50 grams. 50 grams is a huge design weight compared to imagine 2 3 layers. It will make entire design as a new design. Okay, so these are all very tough. And then this stress wave reflections and random cracking, and then You have to take the entire thing in an envelope and design it. I cannot tell you because I can only tell you what was the intricacy of it. Even the world best ballistic solution providers did not have data. India has got the best data because we have been testing, because we're desperate to give the soldier a jacket. We tested for 10 years, continuously not giving a single data out. The UK, one big research institute came. They wanted to help us, but they wanted our data. We said, no, we'll help ourselves out, but we'll not give the data until you help us. So they never came back. So data is very important. You have to constantly improve. It's not that one day effort. Okay. In any of the defense systems, not only here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's why they
Thank you.
become so costly. So they can spin money for India. In fact, India, if you only do not go for exports, India will be the richest country. I mean, imports. You don't import any defense item. India within 5 years will be the richest country in the world. Okay. That is the
Yes,
kind
sir.
of imports we do.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for patiently answering the questions and encouraging the young minds with such a clarity and
You are wonderful. You conducted it very well. I can see that you are as good as a seasoned moderator like me. Very well done.
Thank you, sir. And thank you all the participants for your enthusiastic and active participation. As we comes to the closure of this wonderful session, I would like to invite one of our coordinator, Anjali, to deliver the vote of thanks. Anjali, over to you.
Thank you, Preksha. Good evening, everyone. My name is Anjali Gandham. I'm one of the student coordinators of Kalam's Institute of Youth Excellence. It is my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks for today's inspiring session. First of all, I would like to sincerely thank Dr. N. Eswara Prasad Garu for joining us today and sharing his valuable knowledge with us. Your session on world's lightest bulletproof jackets, Indian innovation was very informative and inspiring. Today, we learned how Indian scientists and engineers have developed lightweight bulletproof jackets that provide better protection while making it easier for our soldiers to move comfortably. This achievement shows India's growing strength in defense technology and supports the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Your journey, hard work, and dedication have inspired all of us. We also thank you for patiently answering our questions and encouraging us to think creatively, work hard, and never stop learning. I would also like to thank our respected mentors and the organizing team for their hard work in arranging this wonderful session. Without their efforts, today's event would not have been possible. My sincere thanks to all the dignitaries and students for your presence and participation. Your support made this event a great success. Once again, thank you, Dr. N. Eswara Prasad Garu, for your valuable time, guidance, and encouragement. Your words have inspired us to dream big and work towards achieving our goals. Thank you, everyone. Let us all inspire, innovate, and lead the future. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Anjali, for your warm and thoughtful words. Sir, we would be truly delighted to have many more sessions with you in future. And everyone who joining us live.
Not more than one in a year. Okay. Okay. Mata sir, you are muted.
Okay, hello. Would like to really congratulate my friend Dr. Eswara Prasad for a very, very informative, excellent oration and very clear so that the student.
Mata sir, this is the 10th time I'm talking on this subject, so it is very easy for me to do. But I
this,
really enjoy it.
KIYE and this one. In fact, Naresh asked me, then only I refer to your name. And maybe sometimes I will do that. But it was so nice and so clear and very important topic. And I'm sure all the participants of this lecture benefited from it. It's an important topic of defense. And wanted to know from this organizer, so whether you record this lecture, every lecture do you record?
Yes, sir.
I see. What do you do with that?
Sir, we shared. Sir.
I see. Sometimes, last time, of course, I shared also on space we had, and we also organized some lecture under a set different, but because of this KL lecture on Saturday, I shifted them on a Friday. But sometimes it becomes difficult because we share some secret slides. and be careful, and you should ask
No,
the speaker.
I don't think we should ever share any
Yeah,
secret
no,
or a
no,
secret
no. But
information.
someone,
But this all
someone
depends upon
mentioned.
the speaker, how much he gets himself excited to speak about it. So, but there should be
Yeah,
editing option. Okay, you should
yeah,
upload only the edited one. Okay,
Yes, that's okay.
correct. That's what I
I
wanted to
have no
suggest.
problem because I know how much to speak, how much not to speak. So don't worry.
No, generally we speak everything for the benefit of our own, citizens. But then definitely when we want to, share it online, and it should be edited. And definitely, it's a very, very good initiative. And how many lectures so far have been conducted?
51.
Sir, it's 17th lecture, sir.
Yes, sir.
Wow, good. So I'll ask you, Naresh, also to share every time the lecture to me or someone else, so that we will also, advertise it in other group, one or two groups. Particularly, we have a scientist group. We would like to share it. And then today, where is Naresh Kumar? And just tell that Dr. M.N. Reddy mentioned this, that every time you have a lecture, that should be shared, because he is